Alright, so next project is getting this off the trailer and seeing about fixing that hole in the oil pan. Can you see it? I don't even know where it went. Yeah. Let's get it off the trailer. Well, that was fun. Then I put a strap around it, tied to the fence so I don't go nowhere. I guess I didn't put it on right. It wasn't going far. Just getting it off the trailer. There it is in the garage. Alright, we'll get it jacked up next. See the real damage. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save this oil and use it in the other car to make sure the motor's good. Because I don't wanna, I'm gonna patch the oil pan with some putty and then put oil in it, run it, see if it's got oil pressure, and then we'll make a decision on what we're gonna do with that car. I don't want to put a bunch of hours, it's mostly hours, into that car, and then, you know, oil pressure, I pull the motor out of something dumb like that. So, saving the oil. See if we can do this without making a mess. On camera. Alright, let's take some Simple Green and try to wipe all this oil, dry it as best I can. It's I'm gonna do this a few times, get it all the dirt, and I'm gonna scuff it up and use some aluminum repair. Try to plug this hole up so I can see if the motor's any good. 'Cause I ain't gonna do all that work changing the oil pan if this motor ain't no good. I'm gonna take the damn thing out of there. Which means you gotta take the transmission with it, so everything's gotta come out. Getting clean. Always wear safety goggles when grinding. If I was able to weld aluminum, I'd weld it up with a piece of Coke can or anything just to cover it, but I don't have the ability to aluminum weld. So we're gonna water weld it. Not a sponsor. Let's see how this works. Yeah, it's been sitting for about 5 days with just sitting here dripping in the pan here. It stopped dripping, so I feel pretty confident that this will hold up for a little while, just long enough to see if the motor's any good. The car was driven a mile basically with the hole in the pan in the middle of a thunderstorm. Couldn't see the shoulder, drove off the shoulder, ended up in a big hole. I really have never used this before. Half of it? Let me cut it in half. I might better sand it down and cut it in half. Alright, got half of it. I should probably put gloves on. Stand by, getting gloves. Alright, got my Inspired surgical gloves. That's how we roll. We're gonna wrap this up. Oh, it's really sticky. I'm going to put gloves on. Smells strong. I think it's just moldy enough to really make this a good fix. Could be a permanent fix. Wouldn't trust it though. That sucker falls off. Be in a world of hurt. Again. Well, I guess we'll come back in a few days after I read the instructions and see how we did. Put some oil in it. I almost want to pull it off and see what it looks like when I pull it off. Let's see. Yeah. Tell you what. Got a little bit of oil on it. Alright, quit jacking around with it. Let it be. We're going to keep this little piece for like a tester to see how hard it is in time. And then we'll go from there. Alright, stay tuned. It'll be a few days, but it'll be like right after this. Alright, we're back. It's the next day. That stuff is hard as a rock. Kind of like chalk. So we're going to put oil in it and start it up and see if, well, one, if it leaks, which I don't think it will, and two, as long as there's no other cracks anywhere else, hopefully not, and make sure the motor's still good. Let's do that.
Americans don't trust.
Alright, so driving it several days to back and forth to work. Every time I get off the interstate, the oil light comes on. So I'm gonna go take it for a ride and make sure it happens again, because I haven't driven in a couple of days. And I'm gonna pull the oil filter off and cut it open and see if we got a lot of metal in the oil filter. Usually when I just get off the interstate, it's fine all the way till you get off the interstate, and then the light likes the oil pressure light just constantly stays on. It goes off and it comes back on, but it's maybe because the oil's hot. Father-in-law is right there. Every time we get off the interstate. Goes out. I guess a sensor. But that's why we're going to take the oil filter off. Put a new filter. I'm going to put fresh oil in it. And cut that filter open, and then we'll take a look at it. See what's going on with it. So yeah, so a little bit of an issue there. If they strike this button. Alright, we'll go ahead and run into the store. Alright, just ran into the store, got back in the car. Turn the key on. You can see the temperature's still hot. We are going to see what happens. Only been sitting for 5 minutes, long enough to run inside, grab a 6-pack, get back in the car. But as you can see, no oil light, no pressure light. I'm just going to run it back. Hopefully the GoPro stays. Only got 15% left in the GoPro, so let's see what happens. It's about a 9-minute ride. Didn't do it. Random. Oh, there it is. So what is it? Is it oil filter clogged up with trash? Where'd the trash come from? The sensor is bad from the hit? Is the motor ruined? I have no idea. It sounds good though, and it runs good, drives good. Yep, let's see if we can solve that issue. Alright, so I wanted to go start this car up. So, champagne or brown Audi, so I can check to see if there's metal in the oil filter. I was going to pull it in, jack it up, drain the oil, and take the filter off and cut it open, but as usual, and the battery's dead. So I'm going to charge that up, and I'm going to get it in. We're going to get that filter off, and then cut it open and see if there's any metal from the engine being damaged. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can just change the oil and the oil pressure light won't come back on. And then I can decide what to do with the car, change the oil pan, put a radiator in it, sell it. I got too many cars. Time to move on. Alright, we got the filter off. Got the filter off, and I got the oil can with the oil draining. Ooh, still dripping some. Hopefully it's just, you know, the oil's not holding the viscosity, and look at that, it's a light show. Just turn that off. Alright. Put the plug back in. You can see that water well is holding up really good. Nothing was leaking. Nothing was leaking. We'll just tighten that back up. Torque the spec. Alright, let's drag this out. I don't see the metallics in that, so we're going to cut the filter open, and I'll get set up to do that. But I'm going to just pour this oil in here. No metallics. Alright, let me get set up to turn, to cut that filter open, and see what's inside. see what's inside of a filter. It's just, that's a check valve. So oil doesn't back up, suck, you know, so the oil comes in through these little holes, I imagine, and gets forced out through that way, yes. Again, I'm not really seeing any metallic caught in the filter. I do have a little bit in the bottom down here. I'm gonna pour it on top of the filter here and get all that off. See if it catches it. Yeah, I mean, I guess we do have some damage. Pull it much of it. You're not going to be able to see it inside there. Let me get my flashlight. You can see the sparklies in there. It's not terrible. I mean, there is some damage, but you're going to throw a filter on it and put fresh oil in it, and I'll drive it again. Alright, here's the filter. Box is a little faded because I guess these aren't really popular. They sit on the shelf. New filter. We're going to put the 5W30 full synthetic. 5 quarts. And this is just an extra filter, you know, in case I change the oil pan. If everything works out, I'll change the filter again and put fresh oil in it after I change the oil pan. Well, let's get this stuff installed. Gotta get a funnel. Alright, found the funnel. Just get it open. Alright. Did you put the plug in? Ah, dang it. Alright. We'll let that sit there. 1 quart of oil. 1 cup, one box of oil. Alright, good enough. Alright, next we'll go on a test drive. Let me start it up, let it run right here. But don't, like I said, it don't make any noise. It's weird. Cars. We'll put this back on, a little access to get the oil filter on down there. I'll make sure that's tight. And yeah, next we'll go for a ride. Maybe I'll drive it to work tomorrow.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like